Welcome back, Saya Academy. We are on day 19 of the 90-90 challenge, and today we are working the back body and forward folds. So as we're learning, a tight muscle is a weak muscle. So as we start to activate the back body, our hamstrings, our rector spini, everything deeply internal, the QL, the multifidi, and of course our obliques, our calves, our ankles, all that when active, and then we go to stretch it, we can find a much deeper stretch. So we're going to come to our mat, just sitting at the back of your mat with your eyes closed. And I want you to breathe, letting out the sound of the letter H, like you're kind of fogging up a mirror. A really hot, steamy breath. And then you're gonna close your mouth and do that same sound, but through the nose. And this is our Ujjayi breath, or Ujjayi. And it's meant to build an internal heat. So when we keep our mouth closed, it traps more of the heat inside, more of that pranic heat. And also exhaling through the nose, the nostrils are much smaller than the mouth, so you're forced to release at a slower pace. Now I want you to try to control so that there's always sound, but that you're exhaling for as long as possible. Good. Now count how long your exhale is, and then make your inhale to match it. And kind of creating this continuous cycle. Now we're starting to incorporate samavriti, which is that equal breath in, equal breath out, with no real pause at the end of either kambaka, which is a retention. Good. And as we start to move our spine with our breath, try to keep your head or your chin parallel with the ground. And just start to work into the stomach, cervical spine. It's up by the neck, the thoracic spine, and between the shoulder blades. Your upper lumbar, beginning around your navel. Your lower lumbar, and then feeling into the sacrum where it's a bit more fused together. Creating that pelvis rock. Pelvic tilt forward and back. And just making sure your breath is lined up with the movements. As you inhale, you're expanding the chest. Exhale for that compression. Good. And on your exhale, we're going to hold the exhale. Suck the navel up, creating a bandha lock and a nauli. Releasing and finding your breath. So in that lock, we're taking a big breath in and a full breath out. And sometimes it feels good to fold forward here. Closing your breath and find Jalandhara Bandha, Mula Bandha. And then you're creating a vacuum seal and trying to suck the gut, all the beautiful whoosh of the belly in. And as you lift up into the hands, you start to lift the belly up, drawing the navel up, drawing the energy up. Just do a few rounds, sitting with the sensation between each round, gathering your breath, connecting with your bandha. One of the students brought up Mula Bandha, and is it normal to kind of feel this disconnect, like it's hard to consistently squeeze it, and he found himself returning to, oh yeah, engage, and that's part of it. And eventually we build stamina, we build a connection where we're really holding that energy even in our subconscious. Good, so let's come onto all fours, starting to make it a little bigger through cat-cow. Exhale around in. Just check in that your ankles are in alignment with your knees. Just imagining you're fogging up that mirror with the back of your throat. Good, now let's take our left leg and our right arm, extending, lifting the heel and the thumb. Exhale to contract. Inhale, moving with the breath. Good, now as you lift your leg, squeeze the glute. Pointing your toe, that'll just help keep your whole leg active. Last 3. Breath out, breath in, breath out. And on that last one, hold. Lifting the thumb, lifting the heel. And notice if your belly is dropping like mine, and start to pull the rib cage in. Squeeze the glute even harder. Balancing down through all 4 corners of the torso. And release. I'm talking, so I'm not ujjayi breathing like you, but you should just be breathing in and out and counting for at least 4. So your inhale needs to be at least 4-second count. Okay, let's switch our legs, lifting the leg and the arm. Exhale to contract. In, out. In and out. Good. Stabilizing through your fingers. Squeezing that glute. Last 3, 2, and 1. Lifting up. Pull the rib cage back. Ujjayi breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I noticed I was breathing in and out for much shorter than 4 counts, so it's okay, just correct yourself, do what you can. Let's stretch that out in downward dog. And starting by being super generous with our low back, so let the knees bend deeply. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears, pushing down through your thumbs, pushing down through your heels, pushing the knees back, the shoulders back, and just playing around with shrugging the shoulders up to the backs of the ears, and down and back. Good, and then nodding our head, looking all the way up. Let that reach you forward into your up dog. Adjust your feet so they're far enough back. Good, exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, pushing all the way back, downward facing dog, and look deeply to your navel. Inhale, coming forward, lifting the head. Exhale, come back. One more time, just like that. So your head's the last thing to lift up. Pulling your heart forward. Exhale back. Good. Walking your feet all the way to the top of your mat. Inhale, kick the right leg up. Bow your head down. Exhale, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg up. Bow your head down. Inhale, feet together, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bending the knees. Interlace your fingers and reach the palms up. Opening the heart, opening the chest. Two more breaths. Exhale to stand, finding Tadasana. Grounding down through all four corners of your feet. Sensing the energy. Good. Now let's reach back, grabbing our right ankle, and start by just grabbing it with both hands, pulling the heel towards your bum and pushing your hips forward. Think of your knee going down to the ground. Good. Good. Now keeping your heel just where it is, nice and close to the bum. Start to release your hands and reach forward, extending the arms and extending the heel back. Now you'll notice the more that you push into your big toe, the more you can drop your right hip down. It's kind of like a nice level where you open the hips more, you feel it want to transition to the baby toe. And as you, wobbly, as you come down, you're pushing more into the mound, lifting the inner arch. Good, so can we try that? If you need a block here or your books, we can always just take a stack of books and practice opening up into half moon and lifting the arms into warrior three. Opening up into half moon and lifting the arms, warrior three. Good, bring the feet together, coming to Tadasana and just feeling the energy through the left leg. Ujjayi breathing. Let's bring our left foot up, squeezing the heel towards our bum, pushing our hips forward, imagining your knees reaching down towards the ground. Just feeling a stretch there first, activating through the heel. Good, and then start to release, keeping your heel really close to the bum, reach forward. Virabhadrasana 3. Then start to open to the side, anchoring your hand as you need. Let the hips lower, let the chest lower. Inhale, reach the arms up and kick your heel back. Exhale, bring the hand down, start to open to the side. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Beautiful. Let's bring our feet together, coming all the way to stand. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reaching the hands up, gentle back bend. Exhale, Samastitihi. So let your hands rest by your side. Feeling the energy in the left side, the Ida, our lunar forces. Bring the energy in our right side, our pingala, our solar forces. And where the feminine and masculine co-allied, shushuma, our pranic tube running down the spine. Good, so let's keep working with that back body. We're going to take our hands to heart center, sending it back to warrior 3, keeping the heel lifted, big toe is pointing down. Good, now drop the heel to the ground. Inhale, reach all the way up. And then lifting the back heel, squeeze the glute, reach the thumbs back. Good, we're going to keep this position, start to lunge forward, loading the front leg. Inhale, warrior 3. Exhale, bend the knee, gently plant that to the back of your mat, reaching all the way up. Lift the heel, squeeze the glute. And again, propelling yourself forward. And exhale, lowering down with control all the way. Lift the heel, squeeze the glute, and relax. Bringing your knee down. Let's come down into Ardha Hanumanasana. Bringing your front foot forward as needed. If you have a block, you could bring it on a block. If you have a chicken, you can have a little shower. Good. Let's bring that left leg to the top of our mat. Stepping our feet together, inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, start to fold. So I want you to feel that stretch down the back body. Gripping down the big toes, pulling the kneecaps up, pulling everything into the hips. And everything from the hips forward into the heart. Good. Slowly come up. Inhale, interlace the fingers, reaching back. Exhale, take the hands to the heart. Let's pick up our left leg, coming into warrior 3. Good. Slowly placing that foot to the back of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Lifting the heel, squeezing the glute, extend. Exhale, coming forward, keeping those arms behind the ears. Ooh, I have a wall, I'm kind of cheating. Good, I'm bending the knees a lot. Try to get really deep to the back of your mat. Lift the heel, squeeze the glute. I want you to feel the back body activate. And come forward once more. Good, lowering down, reach it up, lift the heel, squeeze the calf, the hamstring, the glute, and bring it down to the ground. Ardha Hanumanasana. Chickens wants to give me a shower so badly. He'll take what he can get. Good, coming forward, let's step the feet together. So this time I want you to bend your knees as much as you need to, so that your full palm is on the ground. And just start to lean the weight forward into your palms and sort of feeling like your hands are trying to push forward. So they're gripping down and they're trying to move up. Nice. Now as you start to bend your knees, let that weight transfer into your hands, pulling yourself towards your knees. Now at some point it's probably going to feel more grounding, more in alignment to bring your hands further back so that you can work with straight energy. Or to maybe grab your heels Just make sure that as you inhale, you're always leaning the weight forward. So to backtrack, if your back body's super tight, it is better to come out of it, come to a ledge, maybe come to a chair, and just work on leaning forward and lifting the heart until you feel it only in your hamstring, no back at all. There should be no back here, okay? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get that bulb, that sit bone we're always talking about, that's normally facing back, and we want to rotate it up. So we're elongating the hamstring, not just stretching on our back. Yes, the back is part of it. Obviously, I'm folding, I'm rounding, I'm coiling. It is stretching and lengthening. But in our forward fold, we want it to be happening all the way down here, our greater trochanter. So we think we're folding at the waistline, our pelvic bone. No, it's actually more where your wrist is. You can kind of feel this joint as you bend. It moves out to the side. That's your greater trochanter. And if you follow that line all the way back, to that point is what we're trying to lift up. Lifting from here, up, 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 up. Not from the waist, where then we would be thinking the bend is happening from our low back. And you see that as I'm in my forward fold and on my heels, my center of gravity is over my feet, right? I'm being pulled. Where my center of gravity, if it was going straight up, is going to my chest. That center of gravity doesn't move, but I can move to match it until I pull myself forward, where now the hinge isn't happening from here, my thoracic spine. The hinge is happening hopefully from the greater trochanter, but you have to realize that you're not moving now from the hips. It's even further down the thigh. That's where you have to think you're pulling into, this little crease here. Pulling the quads up, pulling the knees up, and leaning. So that it's not really a fold. There's no relaxing happening here. All this engagement in the front body is keeping you lifted and actively stretching down. All right. So let's release that, coming up to stand. And just letting your hands, notice where your wrists lie or where that greater trochanter is. And letting your awareness of where you fold from start to shift. It's lower, it's right by the root. That's why these asanas, they activate those energies. They're working with Muladhara, Svadhisthana, everything much, much lower. As we get to the hips, the pelvis, we're more towards our solar plexus, Manipura. It's a different energy. So we want to get deeper in the body. Good. So with our feet together, we're going to swing our heels in just a little bit. Pushing your heels down and taking your hands to your low back. I just want you to start to lean back, but keep your legs super straight. You might need to adjust your heels accordingly. Pushing the heels down. So we're not going into a super deep back bend. I just want you to use your back body to support this back bend. So we're thinking the same way that we were using our front body to pull us down and relying on some flexibility in the back. Now we're using our back body to open us up and relying on some flexibility in the front. So just making sure that everything is active to support you on your journey down. Squeeze the heels, the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes, the low back, the upper back. And again, the heels, the calves, and return to center. Good, let's squat that down into Malasana. Malasana is a really great posture to help release the hips. It's literally like this gate opening up. Good. Now, where else do we see this sort of back body activation, forward folds, back bends? We're going to come to seated and just working on strengthening that back body and activating it. It's like a half wild thing. It's more like an animal flow pose, but it's super beneficial. You're gonna keep your feet a little wider than your hips. Hand is coming behind you, just behind that right hip. With your hand to your heart, you wanna drive your hips up by pushing into the heels, and then maybe you can extend the arm as well. Exhale, bring it down. Good, we're gonna switch to the other side. Inhale, bringing it up. Drive that arm out. Exhale, bring it down. Now, as you do this, you're going to notice some nuances. You want to make sure that your toes are somewhat on your train tracks. You don't want them way out to the side. You don't want them pigeon-toed. You want them in alignment with your knee. We're just going to reach up, squeezing that glute, and down. Inhale up, squeezing the glute, and down. And once more, as we come up here, I want you to come light onto your left toe. So you're pushing primarily with your right heel, your right hand, lifting the hips up and back down. Other side, lifting the hips and trying to get a little lighter on that right toe. And down, good. So take your legs a little wider, folding forward to the center of your mat. So we can feel the activation a little differently when we're sitting on the floor. Because now in order for our front body to be so active, you'll be able to tell your heels should almost feel like they're levitating, like there's some space there, okay? And you're kind of digging the heels down and then lifting them up by pulling the toes back. Again, dig them down, so you're pushing the knees down, the heel down, and you see how the opposite movement is to come forward. Then you also want to activate, making sure your toes are peeled back, and that's when you'll get a moment of air time. I'm literally just even going to do this with my hands just to make sure the fascia is opened. And then again, drive my heels down. That's enough, chickens. Lifting up and folding. So when we're looking at any posture, but especially back bends, forward folds, the closer we can get to the source, which is like, where is that fold actually happening? The closer we can get to here, which is the greater trochanter, the deeper we'll be, because if we're curved, we can't get, if this is our feet and this is our head and our back is curved, we're never going to reach our feet. But if we go like this, where the upper body and the lower body becomes equal, and it's like this smushing, that's what we can start to practice with the knees bent. So feeling your belly super close on your thighs, I want you to grab your big toe and just sit tall, drawing the shoulders back and trying to feel that compression already of your rib cage pressing into your thigh. And then we're going to start to walk out, thinking of that fold happening all the way down here at the greater trochanter. You can even start to shuffle your butt cheeks back, whatever feels more comfortable. Good, and then as we inhale, halfway lift, think of that starting from the belly and just cascading forward. We're going to use our breath here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, maybe reaching a little deeper. Inhale, halfway lift. Lifting the heels, lifting that back fascia. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, making a tight fist with your toes. Squeeze yourself. And release. Holding in Paschimottanasana. Sorry, I'm way too sweaty for my chicken to be licking me. That's enough. And then coming all the way up, we'll take our hands behind us. Walk your feet in. And just let the knees go side to side. Releasing the pelvis. Good, so as your knees go to one side, maybe that's the right side in my case. Exhale, try to twist your torso. Ooh, I don't know if you heard that. I had a crack on both sides. Just holding as long as necessary, going to the other side. Good. So let's come on to all fours. Taking a few cat-cows just to feel our spine now nice and warm. Reconnecting with Ujjayi breath. Beautiful. So keeping our right leg bent, we're just going to come to Sphinx arms. And pushing down through the top of your left toe, just bring your right thigh off the ground. And this is really good to start building strength to support your tight psoas, weak glute. And just trying to keep the knee close in towards the body. So thinking of squeezing the knees together. And just pulsing so that we have some nice active engagement. And releasing, let's bring ourselves up. Reaching back with your right hand. And bringing that foot towards your buttocks. So even if you're up here, holding, if you're available, give that a nice stretch. And let's come to the other side, Sphinx arms. Pushing your right toe down, left knee up, and we're pulsing the leg. Just thinking of recalibrating and connecting with that glute med, glute maximus. All the way towards the midline of the buttocks. And squeezing the knees together. We're almost there, just breathing. Letting the pulse let go, whatever needs to be let go of. And inhale, let's lift up. Can you reach back with your left hand? Bringing the foot towards your buttocks. Good. Let's come into child's pose or puppy pose. Just keeping the low back nice and stretched. Good. Coming forward onto our belly. So I want you to grab a pillow or perhaps two pillows. We're going to bring them right underneath the hips. So they're quite low. It's kind of like right in alignment with that greater trochanter. And then lift your chest up. Let's reach back, grabbing one foot from the outside. Kick into your hands. Oof, I have to adjust my pillow. And using that pillow as support. I want you to think of squeezing the knees together here and staying connected with Mula Bandha the whole time. Breathing in, you engage. Breathing out, you engage. as we exhale, bring your hands to the ground, tucking your tailbone in, send it back. Good, and then tucking your toes under. Just keep walking into your forward folds. Letting everything expand through the spine. If you grab your elbows just to add like a little momentum, be gentle with yourself here. The muscles are very warm, super active. Now all that energy is moving through the muscle, moving through the bodies. Good. Now bring yourselves all the way up. We're going to come into Parsvakonasana. So that's when we step the feet a little bit apart. Bring our hands behind our back. And so you're beginning to notice that part of forward folds is, yes, having that engaged front body, but also having enough strength in your back so that you're going down in a straight line, so that you're able to hold your shoulders up, you're able to hold your head up, your heart up, and make sure that that stretch is indeed happening from the hamstring, from the greater trochanter. So this pose is a great opportunity to practice that with our hands behind us in Namaskar Mudra. We want to push the palms together, keep the heart open, the shoulders back. And as you exhale, start to fold, but only until you feel that sensation in the right hamstring. So that might be up a lot higher. As we inhale, I want you to take your back foot, push into the heel, lift up, make more space, while simultaneously pulling this right hip flexor in and back. All right, so this is having its own little hamstring stretch, trying to flick from the greater trochanter, while this one is actively pushing the foot down. All right, so let's move with the breath. Inhaling, exhale, fold. And then for 5, inhale, lift up, square the shoulders, push into your big toe. Exhale, fold. Keeping the chin up, chest up, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, making that space. Exhale, fold. Do some more, reaching with the chin. Exhale, fold. Push the hands together, slide them further up the back. Elbows are active. And let the hands come down, step the feet together, forward folds. Feeling the sensation traveling up the right leg, the right body, the pingala. Let's start to unroll vertebrae by vertebrae, gathering that up with us. Deep breath in. Exhale, push through the palms. Fingertips reaching towards the ears. Good. Let's take another step with the left foot forward, hands behind the back. Inhale, open the head, open the heart. Exhale, begin to fold. Moving with the breath, inhale halfway. Exhale. So as you're halfway lifting, you're feeling how the hips are trying to square, like warrior 3. Feeling the big toe active. Feeling the mounds of the toe forced to lift up to keep the knees square, to keep the hips square. 2 more. Last one. Stepping the feet together. Bring your hands down, bringing your hands underneath the soles of your feet. A really great grounding pose. Literally holding yourself still. Releasing your hands, inhale, come all the way up. Standing into Tadasana, letting the spine recalibrate. Okay, let's step our feet together, heels in just ever so slightly. Taking your hands behind the back, squeeze the shoulders, push the hips forward, opening the head, the heart. Ujjayi breathing. Squeezing the glutes, the hamstrings, the calf. Push your heels down. Return to center. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold. Stepping into your plank. Lower your knees, chest and chin, offering your practice. Inhale, move forward into Cobra. Letting the hands come into Sphinx arms. Bring the feet together so that the heels are touching. Keeping the glutes pressing into the floor. Good. Now trying to keep ourselves stable. Can you bring your right arm up, reaching overhead, pushing firmly through your left elbow. Don't try to shift too much weight into the left side. Just breathing in and out through the nose. Good. As we bring that down, recenter yourself. Trying to find that alignment. Know that it's okay if you come out of it a little, but we know where center is and what we are striving for. Breathing, feeling that strength and letting go. One more time. So each time we lift, every moment we hold, just know that you are getting stronger. Your spine is recalibrating, fixing your posture. And release. Last time. Opening the chest. Opening the heart. And release. Lifting all the way up, bend both your knees. Bringing your head back. And release into child's pose. Letting your knees come together. Resting your hands by your side. Let's find our way up to seated. You can sit on some pillows, sitting on your heels, or just sitting on your bum. Taking your hands wide, fingertips reaching out to the side. And let's just let our head drop to the right side, reaching through the left fingertips. Just thinking of lots of space. And start to turn your hand like it's turning a light bulb in and out. Good, and coming to the other side, just making lots of space at first. And then start to reaching your fingertips as far away from the body. Good. Now keeping our fingertips facing up, lift the rib cage, let the head open. And then exhale, pull the rib cage back. And keep reaching this pinky finger out. Pull the thumbs back, open the heart. Again, inhale, open the chest a little, letting breath in. Exhale, compress the rib cage. Reaching the pinky finger out. And release. We're going to pin down the skin just underneath the collarbone, making a tight O shape with our mouth 20 times. Also try to push your tongue to the top of your mouth, the back of your tongue to the top of your mouth. Returning to center, just let your head move intuitively. Good, so this next one might be a little advanced, but you're going to turn your head all the way to one side. Then with your opposite arm, try to reach behind and grab underneath your jaw, giving it a little pull. And switching the other way, so I'm looking to my left. I'm using my right arm, grabbing the chin. And release. Let's bring ourselves out onto our backs. Good, so just taking our right leg up, we're gonna start by grabbing somewhere nice and comfortable and just focus on feeling this like outer corner of your glute go down to the ground. Right, so if that butt cheek had 4 points, how you could get all 4 points to push into the floor while also getting your foot to push into an imaginary floor. Okay, let's switch sides. Feeling your awareness of your forward fold, just dropping a little deeper into the hip, into the thigh, grounding your toes back. Good, and you can even sort of play around with where you're pushing down, maybe through the right big toe, the baby big toe, the heel, the inner arch. Good, now let's bring our feet over into plow pose. Keeping our shoulder blades pushing into the ground. I'm going to hold the mic here, but interlacing your hands behind your back. We're going to slowly unroll from plow, but we're going to try to do so by keeping our feet, our knees, our legs as close to our face, like they're going to slide down the face the whole way, super close. Activating our Mula Bandha, our Uddiyana Bandha. And letting the legs come all the way down to the ground. Oh, nice. I almost fit. Beautiful. Let's take our left knee into our chest. Let it fan out all the way to the left side, into the armpit. Good, and here's a little hack. If you are practicing at home and you have a wall, when you're doing these poses, to have a wall there that you can kind of push into, because I know sometimes if we're super tight, the leg can be like floating. So finding something to push into to help keep your leg down, to help sort of give you that momentum. And also that reference point of like where center is. Let's come into our twist. Good, returning to center. Let's come to the other side. Good, coming back to center. Pushing into our heels. Let's lift our hips up and just letting out that heat, any anger, any fear. We're gonna let out the sound like a choo-choo train, coming down one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, lifting up. Neutralizing the energy. Trying to place your hips ever so gently. Good, and on this last one. Let's take a moment to integrate. I'm just doing one more round. Noticing that your hips are coming down together and evenly. articulating that each vertebrae comes down at its own time. And relaxing, bringing your legs out, bringing your arms out. Finding a comfortable meditative position. Laying down on your back is fine for today. Because we've done so much spinal stuff, it's nice to just let it rest. And using the floor is a really great recalibration tool. So gently tucking the shoulder blades down and back one last time. Tucking your tailbone in. Letting the shoulders relax down and back. And feeling heaviness through the right side of your leg. Your right foot, your ankle, your right knee, all the way up your thigh and to your hip. And just feeling the heaviness in your right leg, the lightness, the stillness. And starting to transfer that awareness into the left side, the left foot, ankle, the left calf, your knee, your thigh, all the way up into your hip joint, into the buttocks. Just feeling the stillness, the lightness, the groundedness of your body. Both your legs just resting on the earth, being supported by the earth. And as your legs meet together in your pelvis, the hips, and just softening the pelvic floor, even pushing out a little, letting everything expand, finding its place. Moving up the spine into the belly, feeling your soft, supple belly and breath dancing together. Into the lungs, into the heart, feeling your heart space soften. And the shoulders draw down and back. And as your awareness traces down the right arm, sensing the stillness in your palm, your right wrist and forearm, the right elbow and shoulder. Letting that translate over the chest, across the back of the shoulder blades, and all the way down into your left arm, the armpit, to the elbow, all the way down to your fingers. And as you start to become aware of your palms, sensing the atmosphere that's being held here, the energy, whether tangible or not, start to tune in to your other senses, your other bodies, and notice what you're holding. letting it formulate into a ball, a sphere, ball of light. Feeling it swirl in the palm of your hands, becoming thicker and thicker with each breath of awareness that you take. I want you to bring these balls of light, your hands, and gently place them on your head, over your eyes, over your face, bringing all that healing energy to your mind. And just hold, let your hands penetrate the membrane, the skull, into your inner workings, into the essence of you. And then just continue to place your hands around your body, feeling the warmth of your touch, noticing what calls to you, what places of your body require a little extra time, a little extra awareness. And let's come to a meditation on Shushuma, the central nadi channel. That's activated through the spinal column, through the breath. And just start to sense each vertebrae, starting in your sacrum, your tailbone, into your lower back, in between the shoulder blades, working your way up from the lumbar spine to the cervical spine, working through that thoracic spine right in the middle. Coming all the way up to the base of your skull, the cranium. And just feeling Shushuma wrapping around each chakra, Muladhara in your hips, Svadhisthana, your sacral, Manipura, your belly, Anahata, your heart, Vishuddha, your throat, Ajna, your third eye, and Sahasrara, the crown of your head. Now Shushuma is balanced and fed through Ida and Pingala, our feminine and masculine currents of energy. The Ida represents the night, the yin, the Chitta Shakti, the creative energy. It represents the mental, the moon, the cold, your intuition. It holds the energy of desire and the subconscious mind, the internal, the passive, the subjective. It is your parasympathetic nervous system, the Ganga, the blue. It is everything that is light and moving. Whereas Pingala, the masculine, is the day. The routine, the yang, the prana Shakti. It's the sun, the hot, the logic. It is the action that fuels our desire, the conscious of our subconscious. It's the external and the active, the sympathetic nervous system, the red, the heat. And where they come together, the sunrise, the sunset of Shushuma, the neutral, the cosmic light, the temperate, the wisdom, the knowledge, the unconscious mind, centered, balanced, the central nervous system. It is yellow. It is harmony. It is our essence. And so let your awareness run through Shushuma. Let's start at the center. And spiraling down in the hips and the root, Muladhara. What traits do we need of our feminine and masculine in Muladhara? What traits of stability, of groundedness, of structure we call upon the Pingala Nadi to help us create these rules, these systems to operate in. And now as we move upward, Svadhisthana, our sacral, fueled by our Ida energy, the creation, the movement, the union of two. And they start to merge and swirl together, creating into Manipura, our belly. Or if we are balanced in both Ida and Pingala, in our sacral and in our root, creation from Manipura comes easily. Creation when we are centered and aligned in our Pingala attributes, and when we are creative and inspired in our Ida attributes. And as these move forth into the heart, it only creates more resonance, fueling them with love, to give and receive love. To give is the masculine, and to receive is the feminine. To give and receive knowledge. To speak is the masculine. To listen is the feminine. And so it's interesting to look in a world where women are always over communicating and men don't have much to say. How the imbalances, women should be listening. We should all be listening more as a collective, as a community. To listen more and speak less. Because we're not just balancing these energies within ourselves, it creates a reflection in the collective consciousness, where our inner worlds reflect our outer worlds. And so when we learn to listen and balance that Ida, Pingala, Shiva, and Shakti within ourselves, we can begin to emanate it into the world. And that brings us up to the mind, Ajna, to be open and curious, while also having values and boundaries, to have discipline and ambition, while also being able to let go, be guided and surrender. These are all practices of the mind that are reflected through our actions. And so we must stop at each center and question each trait, each energy we carry there. And whether in excess or in lack, start to call upon practices so let's spend some time sitting with Ida, our feminine, letting your awareness shift to the left side of your body, and gathering up the prana from Vayu prana, the system, the current moving all through the arms, through the limbs. Letting it come to the heart, letting it come through each chakra, balancing and taking where it is in excess and giving where it is in lack. And you can help this process by taking the breath, using it to balance, to bring harmony, moving the heat, moving the cold, the rebellious or the stagnant. There's a term we have for this energy that seems to not be going where it needs to be going. Call it rebellious chi. And so you must sit with your rebellious chi and not just force it, but understand why. Why doesn't it want to go that way? Why aren't you moving? And ask yourself deeper questions. Just continue to breathe into the left side of your body, visualizing a cool blue water, a lunar water reflecting from the light of the moon. Feeling it all around your body and connecting in through Shushuma to balance out any excess heat that the Pingala Nadi might be carrying. Let your awareness drift back and forth from Ida to Pingala, the left to the right to the left. And letting the warmth of Pingala bring some energy to those cold, dry, damp places in your body. Remember, heat is there to transmute, to turn essence into ash. Use the fire in your body to bring light into the dark feminine, into the subconscious. We are the embodiment of both light and dark, the conscious, the subconscious. We are also beyond that. We are beyond all awareness. There is a depth and infinity to our mind's capacity that we cannot even begin to comprehend. And so just sit with Ida and Pingala, the essence of them, and fine-tuning your awareness to their existence. Breathing in and out, letting your focal point come to the center channel. And feeling Shushuma at work. Pulleys and levers of balancing act, constantly moving and changing. Breathe into all your nadis, feeling their connection to the outside world, the energy around you. Feeling the information they are absorbing and informing you. Fine-tune yourself to your environment's frequency. And let yourself settle in. Do not resist. Surrender. Surrendering your body even deeper. Letting your awareness in Ajna Chakra expand into Sahasrara. Come to the crown. Come beyond the mind. Just beyond the body. And observe your energetic vibration. Observe your quantum self. Breathing it in and breathing it out.